6 possible Conqueror's Haki's users. So off rip, we got Nami, Chopper. I want to say Usopp, maybe this chick, Spandam, and then Rob Kuchi. That's that. Let's check it out.
Characters in One Piece.
We turn it up a little bit. This thing is kind of quiet.
In the anime or manga, since
All right.
Haki is the only power that
Actually,
matters,
that's just my
these
end.
6 characters
All
are in a league of their own. If we
Really?
take a look at the current 14 confirmed characters who wield the color of the Supreme King, we can narrow down the list of possible characters to just 6. And yes, that includes Nami as well, which may or may
Hold
not
it.
come as a surprise
Off
depending
rip,
on if you
because I'm
notice
him.
the hints foreshadowing
Oh.
this theory. Not only do Nami and 5 others have this ability, 3 of them can use Advanced Conqueror's Haki, which may
Advanced
as well be
Conquerors.
an absolute fact at this point. Who are the 3 characters powerful enough we know for sure they have Advanced Conqueror's Haki, and what sets them apart that lets me say with confidence they are the strongest of the strongest? In order to find out who those 3 characters are and how Nami fits into all of this, we need to look at what it takes to awaken
Nami with
this
Conqueror's Haki
ability
would be
in the first
interesting.
place. We know for sure that there is no way to
Bum,
train
bum,
for
bum,
it. It can
bum.
also lie dormant until the person's willpower is tested to the absolute max. This
Gotcha.
usually happens during a state of distress where the character's unwavering will is tested.
I feel like Loki, every Straw Hat could get Conquerors. Because if you really think about it, why couldn't they? They all have scenarios where they're like push their limits like over and over and over again, like getting pounded. And they could get Conquerors, if you really think about it.
We saw this when Luffy's
Because
Conqueror's
already
Haki
we have, I want to say Zoro and Luffy, and I think I don't know about Sanji. Maybe Sanji, and probably Jinbei.
was awakened during Marineford when Ace
That'd be
was about to
interesting.
be executed. All it took was a tragedy for Luffy
Bum,
to
bum,
exhibit
bum,
his
bum.
unwavering will. But One Piece is full of tragic pasts, so what makes the characters who awaken Conqueror's Haki any different? It comes
Exactly.
down to ambition and drive. It's said to be inherited through bloodline. However, one does not need to come from royal blood. Simply, they have to strive to become the best at something, anything. Luffy, for example, strives to become the Pirate King, and Zoro strives to become the greatest swordsman in the world. 2 characters striving to become the best, which is why they're the 2 Straw Hats with Conqueror's
Oh, so
Haki.
Sanji doesn't-
Though
okay.
Hancock can also tell us a little more
Okay, I
about
see.
who ends up with this power. For good reason, she has an extreme hatred for the world nobles. This is further
You know one thing I have extreme hatred for? Bad clothes. When it comes to clothes, I prefer great quality clothes. And this is why this video is sponsored by Into the AM. Into the AM is a clothing line with the best quality on the market. Whenever I tell you guys this shirt feels amazing, I'm actually not kidding. This shirt is very soft, and here's the design. Consists of a katana on the left side, and behind me there is a fire samurai on the back. So Into the AM sells graphic tees, hoodies, beanies, and even joggers as well, and socks, and some underwear. Wait, hold up, that's not it, because they have also sent me a nice green hoodie like this. Ooh, yo, and it's really stretchy too. That's good. Hey, yo, chat, this goes hard. I like this. Wait, hold up. If you guys want a tee like this and the hoodie I just had on, use code Malik to get 10% off in the link down below. Thank you, Into the AM, for the sponsorship once again.
Sized after Garp was leaked to have Advanced Conqueror's Haki. It's no secret that Garp is not a fan of the world nobles. In fact, the only reason he
Yeah.
hasn't been fired yet is because of his past from God Valley. We'll talk a little
God
bit more
Valley.
about Garp later, but for now, you can probably see that there may be a pattern linking which characters have Conqueror's Haki together. Now that we know what it takes, try and guess which 3 characters are the ones guaranteed to have Advanced Conqueror's Haki.
Okay, so Advanced Conqueror's Haki, boys. So this is Mihawk. I think this is the Emu character. And I don't know who this is. I already have very mid eyesight, right? And this just makes it leagues worse. So I'd say he looks like Kid Sasuke.
Haki
I have
down
no
in the
idea.
comments. Then watch to the end to see if you got it right. I hope you didn't guess Aokiji, Sanji, or Trafalgar Law because none of them fit the requirements of having kingly ambition. Starting with Sanji,
Interesting.
we can see that his dreams don't include becoming the best. In fact, his dream is to simply find the all blue, and Sanji is an incredible fighter. However, there's one also huge problem. Sanji
Yeah.
is the most massive simp in all of anime. How
The
can you expect
biggest simp.
someone to have kingly ambition and rule if they fold over 50% of the population? Sanji would give up his dream in a heartbeat if it meant he had to face off against a woman. I just don't see Sanji
That's
as
true.
a character having what it takes to have Conqueror's Haki. And the next character I think that doesn't probably have it is Aokiji.
Aokiji.
While yes, Aokiji is incredibly strong and he can hold his own against those who do have Conqueror's Haki like Doflamingo or Whitebeard, he also is a perpetrator of lazy justice. The name itself is kind of a dead
Fair.
giveaway because how are you going to have strive and ambition to become the best if you're lazy? If it was
Wait, why is my goat on the floor? I just thought about that. Hey, okay, so this scene right here, it has to be non-canon, probably from a movie. So, to have Smoke Underground wounded like that is that's just fanfic at its finest. So I mean,
because
You
how are
know,
you going to
that
have
does wouldn't
strive
happen.
and ambition to become the best if you're lazy? If it was absolute justice, he would have a bit more of a case. Spoiler alert, we'll talk about Sakazuki later. Not to mention, the admirals are in kind of a weird spot when it comes to having Conqueror's Haki. You see, the admirals are the required guardians of the celestial dragons and lapdogs of the world nobles. So not only is Aokiji probably not gonna have this ability, I would say the other admirals are in the same boat. Again,
Same boat,
Akainu's a
okay.
little different, so we'll talk about him later in the video. And the third character I don't see having
Law.
Conqueror's Haki is Trafalgar Law. Law is very different than the other top supernovas. Luffy and Kid share the same dream of becoming the Pirate King, but Law does not have this dream. His main purpose in gaining power was to defeat Doflamingo and avenge Corazon. Now that he's done that and accomplished his dream, all he's left to do is find
It's
out
just
the
to serve
secret of
Luffy,
the
maybe?
Will of D. Now for the first of the 6 characters with Conqueror's Haki. It's been made pretty much clear that Blackbeard is the direct opposite of Luffy in every possible way, but he also has one of the
True.
strongest
They
ambitions.
seem like early on in One Piece, they seem like they're really like kind of like the same not same character, but like actually like they parallel each other to an extent. That's what I get vibes from where I'm at, because right now I'm at Indies Lobby, but I met them back in, I think that was pre Sky Island, and they seem like they were cool, not cool with each other, but like they could hang with each other if they weren't like on the opposite side of things. So, you know.
in the series.
That's just
he
what I
killed
was
his
thinking.
own crewmate Thatch to steal his devil fruit, and then later his former captain Whitebeard in stealing
If he
his
wasn't a
devil
bad
fruit.
guy, I
He
think
is
it could be
rising
like
very,
really chill.
very fast. But let's not forget about his past with Shanks, because as you may know, Blackbeard is the person who gave Shanks his scar. Blackbeard is not scared of others who have Conqueror's Haki in the slightest. He also defeated Ace and turned him into the world government, and most recently, he kidnapped Boa Hancock. So it's clear Blackbeard can stand his own against people with Conqueror's Haki, which concludes that he probably does as well. Ben Beckman, as the second in command to Shanks, probably the top Haki user in One Piece. They were able to
Really? This is the one guy I said who to, and people are like, hey, you know who this guy is? Oh my goodness, like you're a fake fan, like bro. I'm not caught up. I don't supposed to know, but Ben Beckham. So apparently he's strong. He doesn't look strong. Like he looks like a regular guy wearing a good nice tee, just like I'm wearing right now from from Into the AM. But aside from that, he doesn't look like he's anything special, to be honest. He looks like Nanashi from Seven Deadly Sins. You gotta know what that is. With a little, that's a musket.
to rise to
What it
the
looks
top
like.
and become an emperor pirate crew without a devil fruit. In short, this means that their Haki is so strong, it was what carried them to becoming the strongest. It was once said that the red-haired pirates are the most balanced pirate crew with no weak spots. It basically means that Ben Beckman, as the second in command of the red-haired pirates, is incredibly close to Shanks in strength, which was even hinted at a little bit after Shanks obliterated Kid. Do you see how calm Ben Beckman is right now? He's definitely seen Shanks do something like this before, and let's be honest, he probably could have done the same thing to Kid himself. And if you're still not convinced, it was hinted at during the Uta flashback. When Beckman saved Luffy from the mountain bandits, he didn't even lift a finger. He just looked at them and they ran away. Exactly how you use Conqueror's Haki to the baseline level. And before you dismiss this as filler, let's not forget that Zoro was
Wait, that's filler? So he's not that strong. Okay, so I wasn't tripping. Listen.
First confirmed in the
What am
anime
I-
to have Conqueror's Haki in a filler during Wano before it was actually confirmed against Kaido, which means
Oh, it was
Beckman
confirmed,
is
never mind.
another clear choice for a character who can wield the color of the Supreme King. The next character is less of a clear choice, but let's break it down to the basics. Even though Nami is not physically strong, she's probably the most bold. She cranks up the intensity so much that even Jinbei thought it was Conqueror's Haki. And while yes, this is a gag, it's probably less of a gag than you might think. When it comes to drive, what is the one thing Nami is most passionate about?
Money. I think most people are most passionate about money for sure. But Nami took it to a whole nother level. She's like, hey, I need that bread. But unfortunately, not everybody can, can get money like that or have money like that in the first place. So with my code, alright Malik, you can get 10% off anything from N to the AM. Link in bio.
Money. She's a thief, and she's really good at stealing, to the point where she even stole Zeus from Big Mom, an emperor of the sea. But how does this all tie into her kingly ambition? Nami grew up poor and under the grasps of Arlong. As a result, she made it her
Arlong.
mission to get enough money and buy her freedom and save her town. And this was no small feat, because without her ambition, she would have never teamed up with Luffy as a pirate, because she hates them more than anything else in the world. This shows
Fair.
how she's willing to stop at nothing to complete her mission. Nami is well aware that she is not physically strong, which is why she resorted to stealing in the first place. Most of the time,
Yeah.
she's backing down from a fight, and we know her as a part of the weak trio. But this isn't quite the
The
case,
weak
because
trio.
Nami goes from 0 to 10 very quickly when her friends are in danger or when they are being threatened. This has happened multiple times, and
That's
it's
true.
getting more impressive with
That's
each
very, very,
occurrence.
very
To
true.
run down the list, she attacked Aokiji and Admiral to defend Robin. She went from running away scared for her life to turning around and ready to fight after her friend Lolo was attacked. And even after defeat and facing imminent death, she looked at Ulti in the face and told her that Luffy would become the king of the pirates, displaying her unwavering will. And on top of all this, Nami keeps catching W's in Wano. After Kaido said he defeated and killed Luffy, Nami looked at him in the face and told him he's a liar. But I want you to take a look at the
Yo, Nami is a W woman's. Wow. She has some guts. Okay.
scene and the little bit of clever foreshadowing that was done. This was during Mocktown, and there's two separate things that we can take a look at. Right after Blackbeard's introduction, we see them go outside and have a standoff. Except this standoff isn't between just Luffy and Blackbeard. Zoro and Nami are standing right next to Luffy. This could be hinting that the final battle between Luffy and Blackbeard will somehow involve Nami and Zoro as well. But why and how? Of course, One Piece is a story about making friends, and it was revealed that Luffy's true strength is not being the strongest, it's making those around him laugh and follow him to the ends of the earth, as opposed to his opposite, Blackbeard, who is trying to do everything himself. You could argue Blackbeard is trying to become a one-man band and get as much power for himself, which would necessitate Luffy to rely on his crewmates. But if we go back in time just a little bit, Nami was told that her crew was no good and that she should accept the offer of being bought, except Nami once again displayed
That's
how much
true,
pride
yeah.
she has because she said no and told them off. We saw this reappear later in the story with the fake Straw Hats. Nami was asked to join somebody else and she told them that she is too good.
That's the guy from the Two Piece fan made opening. Was this guy right here? I thought it was like some
Or
made up
with the fake
character, but
Straw
no, it's
Hats.
actually a thing. Yo, that's no way, bro. Actually thought he was a.
Nami
Oh,
was
yikes.
asked to join somebody else and she told him
That
that
ain't
she
the-
is
that
too
ain't
good
my
for
Straw
them. But
Hat.
more importantly, later in the story
That's
during
Bucket
Whole
Hat.
Cake Island, when Luffy was stuck in the mirror dimension, she destroyed the mirror at Luffy's request despite knowing the implications. Something that the other Straw Hats didn't understand, because this is something that only the original three Straw Hats, Luffy, Nami, and Zoro, share in common, with their past of the Mocktown Bar. Now that we have an argument for Nami having strong ambition and pride, let's go back to the gag with Jinbei. It was just a joke, right? It wasn't actually Conqueror's Haki. Yes, it was a gag, but let's not forget that Zoro was first hinted to have Conqueror's Haki as a gag with Brook. So don't be surprised if one day Nami is revealed to have Conqueror's Haki. Still, there are the three characters we can say for
Is
an
that Emu?
absolute fact that have advanced Conqueror's Haki. Who are they? First, let's talk about some honorable mentions,
Garp?
starting with Garp, which is not even an honorable mention at this point because it's basically confirmed that Garp has Conqueror's Haki, which makes perfect sense when you take into account God Valley and his rivalry with Roger. So let's get into the three honorable mentions. They are Sabo, Kobe, and Akainu. First off with Sabo. Growing up alongside Luffy and Ace, it would be no surprise if he had a strong enough ambition that he inherited from them. However, sadly and unfortunately, Sabo might be dead, so really there's no way to tell if this will ever come true. For Kobe, he has a clear drive and ambition to become a Navy officer.
I want Kobe to be like one of the strongest characters in One Piece. I do like him as a character a lot, and I think that'd be an amazing idea, just for me personally. So yeah, I think Oda should look into that if possible, and I'd say One Piece is #1 anime of all time if he does that. So.
However, that's all his ambition is. It doesn't include becoming the best Navy officer. Also, he's pretty scared of a lot of things, so I don't see him having it personal. But if another Marine did get confirmed to have this ability, it would probably be Kobe if it's not for the next honorable mention, Akainu. You might be wondering why somebody like Akainu with a strong sense of justice and ambition is an honorable mention and not somebody I believe has it. That's because, as I said earlier, Navy Marines are a little bit of a wild card. Yes, Akainu has one of the most intense ambitions, as he is a believer of absolute justice, which he was able to use and fuel his drive of becoming Fleet Admiral. But that isn't what separates him from the other admirals and why I think he has a better case of having Conqueror's Haki. It's because he also has a disdain for the world nobles. However, it's a little bit different than Garp. While Garp simply just doesn't respect them, Akainu believes that there should be no interference when it comes to justice and pirates. And let's be honest, if Luffy's gonna face off against a villain, they better have Conqueror's Haki or it's gonna be a stupid fight. Leading us to the 3 characters that have not only Conqueror's Haki, but advanced Conqueror's Haki. Mihawk, who became the world's strongest swordsman, pretty much confirming his kingly ambition if he's already achieved this goal. Also, he was once known as the Marine Hunter, which could indicate he hates Marines and the world nobles.
That's fair.
But either way, I think his position as the strongest is enough to claim he has
this video is
Conqueror's
actually
Haki,
really
because
good.
why wouldn't the strongest
This
swordsman
guy deserves
be able
more
to
subs for sure.
use his blade the same way Zoro does? Second character who obviously has this ability is Dragon. Perhaps the clearest case for kingly ambition. He hates the world.
Ooh. I don't know if this character's still alive, so I could be wrong, but what about the Rocks guy? Because I think he was part of Roger's crew, and if not Roger's, Shank's crew. And those crews are really strong, so he might be a character that has advanced conquerors.
Nobles probably more than anyone, leading him to create a revolutionary army to overthrow them, making him be known as the greatest criminal and the most wanted man in the world. Also, as the father of Luffy and son of Garp, there is a clear connection there. Dragon is such an obvious choice, rising all the way to the top and becoming the most wanted man. But why is he the most wanted man? It's simple, and it's because of the last person on our list, Imu. They literally are the king. They have royal blood, enough ambition to rise all the way to the top of the celestial dragons, and if he didn't have Conqueror's Haki, how would he have enough respect and power to rule over the other world nobles? Honestly, if by the time One Piece ends and Imu isn't confirmed to have Conqueror's Haki, I'll do Saitama's training for 2 weeks. That's how confident I am, and yes, I am being serious. So if the day comes where One Piece actually ends, hold me accountable because I will do it. Did you guess right in the comments? And check out my video of the most horrifying backstories of One Piece. Until next time, I will catch you in my next video.
Anyways, that was a fantastic video, and I think he did amazing. I think he should definitely have more subs than he has now, because this was really well put together. Jeez, I cannot speak. And yeah, that's that. Who do you guys think should else have Conqueror's Haki? You know, for me, I say Kobe. And I want to hear you guys' opinions in the comment section below. And yeah, see you guys next one.